Bars.
Bars. Go Bars.
Let's see if you still have this thing, you.
Oh, God. It's been so long.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast, Handle It Better. My name is Brittany.
And I'm Jensen.
And this is the podcast where two best friends usually sit on the couch and talk about shit that nobody cares about and give our opinions that nobody asked for. Today,
we're outside.
We're outside. It's a special occasion today, so we decided that we're going to have a tiny pool party.
For Tootsies.
For the Tootsies. To celebrate 1 year. We also have a little cakey action. It's just a jumbo Reese's, but...
Is this coming out after 1 year? Or during the... It's been a year already.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to edit this one before anything else and just push it out and then get the other ones done. So prior to this recording that we are doing today, we have recorded like
3 or 4.
3 other ones, one of which being the French fry episode, which is coming out.
Spoiler alert.
We've been talking about it. It's not really a spoiler.
It is to me.
Okay. Well, we did a French fry episode where we went out and we tried, I think the total was 13. Yeah, 13 fast food place French fries, and we gave our opinions on them and we ranked them from which ones we thought were the best overall to the worst overall. So keep an eye out on that one.
At some point in the universe that will come out.
At some point that'll come out. It'll probably come out to after the 1 year. So keep an eye out for that one. And
just a heads up.
Little pool party action. We have our Slurpees. We have our Jumbo Reese's. We have our
Tootsie Pool, and also
our Tootsie Pool. Reusable
water
balloons.
That I will be playing with periodically throughout this episode.
Yeah, I'll probably be poking them with my feet.
So if you see me bend down at any point, it's because I'm playing with one.
If you see me like looking down, it's because I'm playing with one with my feet.
A lot has gone on since the last recording of I don't know what we recorded.
It's been an adventure the past couple days or the couple weeks, month. It's been a busy month. We had my birthday. Yeah, months. We had my birthday. We had
my birthday.
Your birthday. We had a Euro trip that we went on. And now we're here. So
post us finding out it's been a year.
Yeah, post us finding out, hey, by the way, we've been doing this for a year now. So
shockingly,
here we are.
In a Tootsie Pool.
In a Tootsie Pool.
So yeah. Also, the trip and a half it took us to get to that Tootsie Pool. I almost lost an eye.
That was on your own volition.
Yeah, and I stand by it. I want to smell deodorants.
You were spraying aerosol deodorants in the middle of an aisle. And you were spraying it straight up in the air.
And I'll do it again.
And it hit you in the eyeball.
And I'll do it again.
Meanwhile, I'm just dragging this pool around with me. I'm like, ooh, let's grab this. With my little Tootsie Pool action going on in my hands. I'm sorry if it's loud. Again, we're outside. It is what it is. Shit happens. Are we done?
Okay. We're good.
So, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What is there to talk? We've got so much but so little to say.
Yeah. How was the Euro trip for you?
Overall, 9 out of 10. Would recommend again.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the 30 minutes that we were separated and the whole entire...
Do you want to talk about that?
The whole entire volition and me almost having a mid-panic attack.
I was
getting yelled at by a TSA agent.
Yeah.
She not being a TSA agent because it was a train station.
Yeah. So we were on our way to London from Paris. We were taking the trains from, like, whenever we were going to a different country, we were taking a train. So we flew to the Netherlands. We were in the Netherlands for like half a day and like fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then when we woke up, we went on the train to Paris. And we had a great time in Paris. Everything was good. And then
the amount of croissants
we had so many croissants
that were eaten
and
amongst four
baguettes
people.
and crepes.
Crepes
We had
were good.
the crepes were so good there. But
there may or may not be a mini vlog.
it's not many. She is going to be a long one.
A feature film?
A feature film length, if you will, of our trip. I still have to put everything onto my computer and edit it. But yeah. So we then were supposed to get on a train to London.
Yeah.
We got to the train station 3 hours early because we were like, we don't want to be running around. We just want to be here already. Like, this way we're good. Turns out the train station had a security breach. Don't know what the security breach was. Don't know the circumstances of the security breach. But they had a security breach, which postponed the train that was supposed to leave 2 hours before ours.
There was a 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then hours. And then the 8 o'clock one got canceled. But somehow
they were still going because I think they gave the 9 o'clock one 2 trains.
Yeah.
Which didn't make sense, but sure, whatever. So the 5 o'clock one was like delayed by 2 hours. The 6 o'clock one was also being delayed by 2 hours. I think they were at like an hour and a half when we got there. And then ours, they delayed us too, but we didn't find out until after we already got to the train station and we're looking to see where we needed to be. Mind you, again, we showed up 3 hours early. So we show up, we see these long lines. We're like, what are these lines for? We don't know. And we start walking around.
God forbid we asked a question.
God forbid we asked a question because we didn't want to talk to anybody. Your brother was going back to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We were like trying to figure out.
I didn't fart. That was
one of the reusable thingies.
The water balloons.
Yeah. Anyways, so
scared me.
So we are like sitting there trying to figure out if he can get an earlier train because we were already at the train station. He couldn't get an earlier train, and then they told us what was going on finally after we asked somebody, and then they told us that we had to leave and come back
because there was too many people waiting to leave to go to said London.
Yeah.
Whole statement of
I'm not a real cowgirl. Anyways, so we're like sitting there and we're like, okay,
we did not sit once. We were
on our feet the whole time. But I mean, like, we were standing there and we're like, okay, well, what if we line up now? This way we're like first in line since we're already here. They told us, no, you have to go.
They told us to go to the Louvre. First of all, the Louvre was so far away. Go to the Louvre and then come back.
Right. They were like, go to the Louvre, get a drink, come back, but take your time.
Where we go? McDonald's.
We went to McDonald's, which was like 10 minutes from the train station walking. And then we just sat there eating McDonald's, trying to figure out and like not freak out. And
I was having a mid-panic attack halfway through that.
You were having a panic attack. Because of how many people were there.
I just have panic attacks everywhere.
And then
don't try me having a panic attack midway through.
Yeah. And then so we go back to the train station and then we find out that they're already lining up the people for our train. Which, first off, bullshit. Because we were already there and they told us to leave.
Yeah, we had to go to the Louvre.
We left for maybe 30, 45 minutes. And came back.
And we weren't even going for a full hour.
Yeah, and they had people like lined up. We were like towards the front middle of the line. And then they opened up another part of the line and said, everybody for the 7 o'clock one, come over here. The people behind us started going in front of us. We shot over and we're still towards the middle area of the line. And then the other half of the people that were behind us ended up staying in the line that we were in. So they were right next to us. So there was 2 lines for the 7 o'clock one.
Which made no sense.
And then meanwhile...
Literally, Eurostar, get your shit together.
Literally, Eurostar, you seriously need to fix this.
Would never recommend Eurostar.
No. It was such an awful experience because there was no communication whatsoever.
Fuck Eurostar.
It was like one person would tell you one thing and then all of a sudden they would like change their mind last second.
Mind you, we went to the train station. I didn't get an email until like an hour before our train was supposed to leave
That it was postponed.
It was postponed.
By an hour.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then like in the midst of us being in line again, I get another email saying that it was delayed again. I'm like, how was me in the midst of being in a line? You told me it got postponed again.
Right.
Twice.
Right.
The fuck?
So then they start moving our line and they opened up the line from the original spot that we were standing. So then everybody who was in front of us or who was behind us again ended up in front of us. And then they wrapped the line around like 2 staircases.
And the weirdest zigzag formation ever.
Yeah,
too.
in the weirdest zigzag formation. And we're all sitting there like getting frustrated because these people literally just cut the line for a second time. And then they finally somewhat got it figured out. Not really.
It was never figured out.
And then we finally get up the escalator to get into the loading area of like going through security and stuff like that. Again, no explanation of what's going on. It was, they had like 5 lanes lined up and they were letting like every other lane go.
But it'd be like one on the left, one on the right, randomly one in the middle.
Right.
Then back to the
then
left.
back to the left.
And then it'd be us.
Yeah. So it was like we sat there even longer again.
I keep saying we're sitting. We never sat once this whole entire
That's
time.
the term that I use when I'm stuck in one spot for a while. I was sitting there.
We were standing.
So we're standing there, waiting and
My booty
waiting
never
and
touched a
waiting.
single seat until we got to that train.
And then we finally get into the part where they're supposed to scan your passport. And they shut that down because there was too many people going through. And like the line to security couldn't keep up. So we got stuck there for like another 10 minutes.
Mind you, one random lady decides to go through and
Right,
she
she decides to go through,
thing.
and that's when they shut down the entire like passport scanner system for like 10 minutes.
So people were able to get through the whole
Right.
entire thing.
And then finally, it's our turn. I'm in front of you.
Yup.
I go to scan my passport. It doesn't scan. I sat there for like 10 times.
The one that has the whole
This one. Yeah.
I saw it.
I sat there I stood there trying, because you're just gonna keep correcting me. I stood there trying to scan my passport like 10 times. It's not working. I'm trying to get the attention of one of the like Eurostar people. She's not paying attention. Somebody else comes from behind me. Another Eurostar worker comes up from behind me, goes, let me see, tries to scan it. It doesn't scan.
She does that once.
She does it once. At this point, I'm paranoid.
And we're getting yelled at too.
And we're getting
behind us.
Right, we're getting yelled at by the people in line behind us because they are just trying to go through, which like honestly, Sam, I'm trying to go through too, and my stuff is having an issue. She hands me my passport and goes, you need to go over there and to the left. That's all she said. So I get out of line. I walk over to where she told me to go.
Come with me, and then she just pushes you somewhere, and
Yeah.
then I'm left stunned. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, what just happened?
So this is where the story branches off into 2 different realities. She takes me out of the line, says, follow me. I follow her. She goes, go over here and go to the left. Okay. That's just going to bring me to like a corner area. I'm expecting somebody to see me there and tell me where to go. So I go to where she tells me to, and I'm just standing there. Your passport goes through.
Mine. Well, people are yelling at me like, "Are you gonna go or not?" I'm like, I just lost my best friend. She's dead. She's gone for. I'm on my own now.
She was taken into quarantine. They're gonna shoot her in the back.
Like by your arm section, she's gone. I'm on my own. I don't know what to do anymore.
Firing squad. Like something.
And I get yelled at, like, are you gonna go or not? I'm like, son of a bitch. Mine goes through. I don't know what to do. I text you, I'm like, are you okay? You good? What's happening?
And I can't answer you because I'm like going through the security process. They take me to border control in the train station. So it's like, it's up where your security was. It was literally, I sat there waiting, and then I saw that this other guy. I was standing. I was standing there waiting. Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny whether you were sitting or not. I was
standing the whole time.
I was standing there waiting, and
Jesus came to feature.
That
way.
There.
Jesus.
I'm standing there waiting, and I see this other Eurostar employee helping somebody else out with their passport, and their passport isn't scanning either. So he tells this other guy to go this way and like makes eye contact with me, and I'm like, he's like, what are you doing over here? And I was like, my passport wasn't scanning, they sent me over here, I don't know what to do. He goes, okay, you're gonna follow this line. No other words, just you're gonna follow this line. I was like, okay, great. So I follow the line. It leads me to a security checkpoint where they stamp my passport. So at this point, my passport is already stamped for Paris. Then from the stamping, that's when they sent me to border control. So I go to border control, and the lady who was like, oh, you can come over here, I walk over. She's sitting there trying to talk to me. Her mic is not working. Mind you, these people are through like, they're behind like super thick bulletproof glass. So the only way you can hear them is through the intercom. I cannot hear a single thing this lady is saying. I told her 6 times. I'm like, ma'am, like, I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying. Like, I'm so sorry. Mind you, I'm having a panic attack. You're texting me. My phone is going off.
I was a scared little girl.
And because I was a scared little girl. And
God forbid a girl has emotions.
And I was literally like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to leave the country. Like, I'm going to be stuck here. You're going to end up on the train. And then I don't know what to do after that. So I'm standing. I'm standing there.
I can confirm nor deny your situation. If you're sitting or sitting.
I'm standing there.
You can say you're sitting and I'll believe you.
Okay. Well, I was standing. I was standing there, and I'm like, constantly telling this lady, like, I can't hear you. I have no clue what you're saying. Meanwhile, there's another security guard next to her talking to somebody else. So I'm hearing his conversation, but I have no clue what she's saying. So I slide her my passport. I like lean down to where the little passport window thingy is. And I'm like looking up at her so I can read her lips at the same exact time that she's trying to talk to me. She's like, what's your reason for visiting? But, you know, all I heard was visiting. So I was like, visiting. I was like,
visiting.
Visiting. And then she goes, how long are you going to be staying? And I'm like, we're going to be going. I was like, me and my best friend are
who's not here.
Who's not here right now. I was like, me and my best friend are going to London for a day and a half. And then we're going back to the Netherlands for another 4 days. And she goes, what day are you leaving? And I was like, the 21st. Mind you, my brain is like, what day am I leaving? I'm like, which day is she asking me? Is she asking me when am I leaving London, or when am I leaving to Europe. Go back to the States? Like, when am I leaving Europe to go back to the States?
Euro summer. When's the Euro summer over?
Yeah, so I chose when am I leaving to go back to the US. So I was like, the 21st. Then she slides me this paper from a stack that basically said like, oh, you need an ETA, which I forget the exact words for an ETA, but it's basically I needed a visa, like a short-term visa to go. And I just looked at her with like a blank expression because I'm paranoid. I'm freaking out. Nothing's making sense to me. I don't know what she's saying. Like, she didn't even say anything. She just slid it to me. I look at it. I realized it was double-sided, so I flip it over. And then she like sticks her hand under and goes like this. She's like, no. And I was like, oh, sorry. So I flipped it back over. She grabs the paper from me, puts it away, and then grabs a paper from the same stack that had the exact same information on it, slides it to me.
She's like, that one's a little crusty. I want to give you a different one.
It was a little bent. She wanted to give me the crisp one, I guess. So I'm sitting there staring at it. And I'm just like, okay. And then she just looks at me. And I was like, so can I go? And she goes, you need to fill that out before you get on the train. And I was just like, but can I go? And she was like that. So I walked through security. I had them scan my bags, check my bags, do whatever. I get through security. I'm sitting there on my phone trying to download this app, trying to figure out what's going on. But like when you're going through security, you can't have your phone out. So or like you can't be on the phone physically. So I'm like trying I'm trying to figure all this stuff out while all of this is happening, trying not to get yelled at. Nobody's giving me any information. I'm freaking out. I'm separated from you. And then I finally end up next to the train. And that's when you called me. You're like, where are you? And I was like, I'm next to the train. Help.
Well, I called my brother after I made it through my version of border control. That was not nor a border nor control. I was going through a bunch of
security checks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like bag checks and stuff like that.
I went through like 6 of them. I'm like, if I have to go through another one of these.
I only went through like 2.
I went through like 3 of them. And I'm like, God forgive me if I go through another one, I'm going to kill myself because I cannot do another take out your iPad, any electronic devices. I'm like, I did this twice already, babes. I don't need to do it a third time. What else am I going to try to steal that you didn't catch the first 2 times?
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I finally make it through. I make it through one, and I text my brother. I'm like, we got separated.
Mind you, when I was going through security, getting my stuff checked and like getting my body scanned and stuff like that, I saw you from across the room.
I did not see you once. I was trying to look for you.
I was like this looking, and I saw you, like a glimpse of you, and I was getting ready to like scream, Jensen. I was like, and then I just didn't because I was like, they're gonna yell at me. Like, no, they're gonna think I'm a manic crazy person, which I was at the time because I was freaking out.
I got separated. I texted my brother. I'm like, we got separated. I called him. I got yelled at by security lady. She's like, you can't be on the phone. I'm like, I got separated from my best friend. Leave me alone. I'm having a panic attack right now. Leave me alone.
Literally. And then we finally got on the train.
No, and then he's like, what's her number? I send him your number.
He calls me when you're next to me. Like right when you called me, I'm on the phone with you. I'm like, I'm literally right next to the train. Just get here.
And I'm like, I don't know where the train is.
Yeah, you're like, I don't even know where that is. I was like, just find it and get here because like we need to figure this out. I was like, we need an ETA. You're like, what is that? I was like, I don't know. It just we need it. So you get next to me. Your brother calls me. He's like, are you with Jensen? I was like, yes. And he was like, so what's going on? And then I like explained it to him the best I can while I'm freaking out. And then he goes, but you're with Jensen. And I was like, yes. And he's like, so where are you guys? I was like, we're on the train. And he goes, but you're together. And I was like, yes. And he just goes, okay. And then hangs up. I was just like, oh my God. So it was my Tootsie. It was on the side right there. You see? So we get on the train. We're relaxing because we're finally on the train. We're trying to get this ETA figured out. And then all of a sudden we find out that the little girl who was sitting in front of us on the train was sick. She had a fever. She was throwing up constantly.
She was crying, trying to throw up.
Yeah, she was crying, hyperventilating, throwing up, like, gagging.
Babes, you're going to be my first reason why I end myself right now because if I have to hear you cry trying to throw up. Mind you, also there was a guy right next to, like in front next to them, just watching this whole situation happen.
Yeah.
Me watching Kim watch little girl throw up. He just had a blank stare while this little girl threw it up. Me. And I'm just like, one, why are you staring? 2, I'm staring at you, staring at her.
I see you, see me, see her. Gag.
And I'm like, is there 1 or 2 of these little girls?
It was just 1.
There was 2. They had 2 girls. One was knocked out.
They had 2 girls. I only saw and heard the one.
One, because the other girl was knocked out.
Go off. Says
God bless her soul. She was able to sleep during her sister having a meltdown, trying to throw up. I think they were eating some kind of like pizza chip cracker type thingy. Because
Yeah.
I smelled some kind. I'm like, who has pizza?
Who got pizza?
'Cause
Because
also-
I need some.
Do we want to share?
Right.
God bless they didn't, because I would have been dying too. If this little girl was dying, me and her, besties, because I'd have been dying too with her.
So it's like we throw our AirPods in so we could try to like ignore what's going on.
To the best of my ability, I was still ready to knock
It was
her out.
it was like a 3-hour train ride.
Also, because we were going back in time.
Yeah, we were going back in time. We were going back in time because of the time zone differences. We get there and we're like, okay, everything's fine. Sorry, I just saw something run up the hill and I couldn't track what it was.
My will to survive.
No, it was some kind of animal.
Yeah, my will to survive.
I didn't know what it was.
My will to survive.
I'm like, is it gonna come over here? Like,
it better not.
So we get to London. It's 12 o'clock.
No, it was like 11. 10, 11. Oh, 10, almost 11 o'clock.
Sure. It was like 12 o'clock.
No, it was almost 11.
We were like, do we find a cab or like a taxi, or do we just walk? And I'm like, well, let's start walking, and if we find a taxi, then we jump in the taxi.
We didn't find a taxi.
We didn't find a taxi. We walked, what was it, 45 minutes
Yeah.
to the hotel that we were staying at. We get into the hotel, we check in, we get to our room, and we're like getting ready to fall, like ready to go to bed. And that's when you realized
They have different outlets.
that their outlets are different and that we needed an adapter. We know that the US like chargers and like wall outlets are different. Okay, we're not that stupid. We know that. We didn't realize that the UK ones are different than the Netherlands ones.
And the Paris.
And the Paris ones, because Paris and the Netherlands ones are the same. We didn't realize the UK ones were different.
I didn't realize we needed 16 different freaking adapters and or cords
Yeah.
to be able to freaking Euro summer it.
So we get to the hotel. We check in. We realize this is what's
That was the
happening.
pool.
we realize that's what's going on. And we go, okay, it's 12:30 at this point. What do we do? So we were like, let's find a Tesco because they should have it. Because that's like
Their
the
convenience
convenience store, right? They're 7-Eleven. So they should have adapters. We walked, what was it, another 20 minutes? 15,
10.
20 minutes.
10, 15.
Yeah. To the Tesco Express, I think.
Some kind of Tesco.
One of the Tescos.
Who knows? I don't.
They didn't have it. They had one, but it was not the one that we were looking for. They didn't have the plug adapter.
They had the USB-C to USB-C. We needed the USB-C to USB.
Right, because their outlets at the hotel were USB. So we're like, shit, now what? So we
And
walk.
everything is closed.
Right,
At this point.
everything's closed at this point. So we walk back to the hotel, get there at like 1 o'clock, walk to the front desk, and we like ask them if they have any spare chargers. Mind you, this man
Could give a fuck.
could
about
give a
it.
fuck. He did not care. He was busy trying to like
Get some
woo-
good old dicking.
we're not gonna say that. He was trying to woo this
Trying to
woman.
get a good old dicking.
He was trying to sleep with this woman.
Get a good old dicking.
He was trying to sleep with this woman who was a customer.
Get a good old dicking.
And they like ignored us for like 5 minutes. Finally, he paid attention to us. We asked him. He was like, no, we don't have any. We gave them all out. Sorry. And then went back to talking to her. So then we go back to the
Trying to get a
hotel
good old
room.
dicking.
And then we we plug our like stuff into itself.
We had iPads and
We
tablets.
had iPads, tablets, we had our watches, our phones, everything was plugged into each other.
So we could get some kind of charge.
I had a backup charger that I was using for stuff, like trying to get things charged. You woke up, God bless you, woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I woke up at every hour, almost the hour, because my body was like, you have to go get these chargers. I woke up at 6 a.m. I laid in bed for another like 20 minutes, contemplating life if I want to get up or not. And I said, fine, fuck it. Let me pee first before I go.
Yeah.
I went to a grocery store They didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
All they had was getting USB-C to USB-C.
Yeah.
And they had the
adapter
adapters. But yet again, not the adapters I need because it was the USB-C
to the
instead
USB.
Of USB-C to USB-C. They just had the USB. I was like,
Yeah.
y'all ain't making sense here.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to a different. So then I went to a Tesco. God bless this Tesco.
God bless the Tesco.
They had what I needed.
Yeah.
I went there.
The second Tesco.
The second Tesco, the one literally
Right around the corner.
10 feet away from the hotel.
Yeah. Had it.
Had it.
But it was closed when we got there.
Yeah. So it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, give me that. I need two.
I need
Please.
two. And then you came and you plugged mine.
I paid £20
Yeah.
for set chargers, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I plugged mine in. I plugged yours in. I said, now I can go back to sleep again. Fell back asleep for another 2 hours.
I woke up, my shit was plugged in. I was like, ooh, look at him. Go off, best friend. All of a sudden, I go to like turn my stuff. Like when I was actually waking up, I went to go look at it. It didn't even charge.
I didn't know that.
I think it was because you like switched it over and it wasn't unlocked or something. It was something really stupid. But it was literally like I woke up, I look at it and it was like unlocked to charge. And I was like, what? So it didn't charge all day. Or like from 6 a.m. to whatever, it didn't charge. I was just like, fuck. So then because we got the USB-C to the USB, I was able to use my other backup charger because I faulted on that one. So we're sitting there using that all day. And then would you like to explain why I almost killed you in London?
It's not my fault. Chat lied to me. I thought I was doing good using chat.
GPT.
Homie told me what to use. I said, say less chat. I got you. I used it. My ass didn't realize that whenever you wanted to go to a new place, you had to
reload it.
Close the app, then reopen it so that then it would follow you to exactly where you were. Because I was like, it's gonna follow me no matter if I open it or close it. My brain could not comprehend that whole entire situation.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, we're almost there. Because like, why would chat lie to me, and why would this app lie to me? Because you have to love technology, you have to trust it.
Right.
No.
We were going to Buckingham Palace.
So then
it was 45 minutes walk from where we were. There was supposed to be a train station 20 minutes from us, and it was supposed to be a 20-minute train ride. I said, let's take the train. He said, okay, follow me. And I follow him 30 minutes into this 20-minute walk. I go, how far from the train station were we? Like, I thought you said it was only a 20-minute walk. All of a sudden, he checks it, he goes, so we're 15 minutes from Buckingham Palace and we walk. And I was like, are you shitting me?
So I was trying to get your steps
so mad. I didn't need my steps in that day.
You did.
I was so mad. We get to Buckingham Palace. At this point, I'm already pissed off and upset because my legs are killing me. It's like 90 degrees out and sunny, which we were lied to. We were told that like the UK and Europe and stuff like that is supposed to rain like every other day.
Or rain every day.
Or rain every day.
It rained one day while we were there, and we were knocked out.
We were sleeping.
Time.
So it was like,
because God forbid, two little girls need the rest.
It didn't rain the whole time,
and there was a brisk of a drizzle.
It was
one day while we were in Paris when we were coming up the stairs from
my God.
from the train.
It was so hot. And I was walking in the sun. I was thirsty. I was over it. I was tired. My shit didn't charge the night before. Like, I was so over it. We went to a haunted house. We did the London Eye. We walked past Big Ben 3 times. We walked through an aquarium. We walked from there to Buckingham Palace. Like,
we were at some bullshit park that was under construction.
Yeah, we walked to like a park that was under construction, and then we were like, you know what, let's go to Buckingham Palace.
Well, because God forbid someone says that shit's under construction. No one said it was under construction.
Right, there was no signs, there was nothing until we got there.
Because if not, I would have crossed that off the list and said,
yeah.
Chat also didn't say it was under construction.
Yeah.
So chat faltered.
So
on that. Chat, get your shit together.
we get to Buckingham Palace. We're sitting there taking pictures. I'm already pissed off.
We were never sitting.
We stood there taking
did I
pictures.
sit at Buckingham Palace?
We stood there taking pictures of the guards. We're standing there doing random shit. And then we get ready to go. He was like, yeah, he goes, I'm on a roll, bitch. Don't interrupt me. We're sitting there. Standing there doing all this stupid bullshit. And he goes, so what do you want to do? I said, I want to go back to the hotel. I'm tired. I don't want to do.
We didn't go to the hotel.
We went to the Tower of Paris, and we went Tower of Paris. We went to the Tower of London, and we went to the Tower Bridge, and I'm standing there.
No, we sat on the train.
We sat on the train. But it was like,
there was that lady.
No. We had to make it to the train. You want to explain what happened when we tried to make it to the train?
Chat yet again lied to me with this freaking bullshit app. I was over this app.
We were walking away from Buckingham Palace.
We went the wrong way. You know what?
We went across the street. We started going the wrong way. And all of a sudden, he goes, uh-oh. Or oops. And I was like, what? And he goes, I think we're going the wrong way. I literally looked at him with daggers. If looks could kill, he would not be sitting here. I literally
neither would you.
I looked at you, opened up my phone, which was charging on my backup charger. Opened my phone, plugged in what we needed on Google Maps, and I got us to the train station because I was like, I'm over this shit. London.
Do you want to explain what happened in Paris with you and the trains, though?
It wasn't even just that. It was the whole trip.
You want to air my line?
That's fine. Bitch. I'll air it out too. I'm bad with like self-awareness and like
you're bad with everything.
I'm just bad in general. No, but like spatial awareness is not my strong suit. Okay,
Really?
But I'm also very clumsy and like accident prone. So if something is going to happen, it's going to happen to me, and I am more or less going to be hurt by it. So we are getting on a train, and our tour guides were like showing us the ropes on like how to
my brother and his
boyfriend. So we are trying to get on this one train to get back to the hotel. It's like what 10 p.m. or something. We're exhausted. I'm tired. We like stepped off to the side to let the people come off the train so we can get on it. The thing with train stations and trains in other countries that we noticed, there are no sensors on their doors. There's no sensors. They are open for a set amount of time and then they close. They don't care if somebody's standing in it.
They say, fuck you, you're gonna die.
They say, who are you? Who are you? There's nobody there. This shit, I got sandwiched in between two doors.
And you know what the funny thing is? Me and my brother were right behind you, and we were like...
And you darted to a different door.
We said, we're not going to make it. We're going to go to the other door that's still open. Mm-hmm. We made it in, and God bless we did, because if not, we would have been separated again.
Yeah.
But I would not have been a panic attack.
But we got separated the second time. Not the first time. The first time was when I got slammed in the door.
No, that's when me and my brother would have gotten separated between you and...
me and his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have been separated
because I was directly behind your brother's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And we were squeezing in, and I was halfway through the door, and all of a sudden that bitch just went like that. It caught me here, like right in the cleavage, and my butt cheeks, like chest and crack, just cut me in half. That shit. Because the thing is when it closes, it like slams and then opens slightly and then slams again. So it slammed once, partly opened. Everybody realized what happened. Like even the people that were on the train already realized what happened. They all turn around, start freaking out. I'm just in the doorway, numb at this point, because I'm like, did that shit really just happen? Like, am I dead? Like, I'm having like an out-of-body experience. I'm like, what is happening? All of a sudden, your brother's boyfriend runs over, tries to pry open the doors. There's like a couple other people that are trying to pry open the doors as well. And somebody just grabs me and rips me inside the train. And then I'm just sitting there like in shock still. You and your brother come from the other side.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm just like,
no. I didn't say shit. I saw that you almost died, and I saw she survived. I'm like, she's good.
you're like, she's fine. Meanwhile, your brother's like, are you okay? And I'm just numb. I'm like,
I'm like, she's good. She survived. She's alive.
And then, like,
I'm my business.
This like older lady on the train trying to give her seat up to me
Because you almost died.
because I got squished in the door.
Iphone said she survived. We're good.
She's like, do you want to say it? I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, I'm fine.
Full on, I'm like, she
Oh
survived.
my God. And then I tripped up the stairs several times. We got separated from your brother's boyfriend once on the trains because, again, the doors just closed.
No, but also the train was very busy. We said, don't go on.
We were like, we're not going to make it. We're all not going to fit. Don't go on. He said, no, we'll fit. And then gets on. And we all just stood there and watched the doors close.
And like in like every sad movie, when someone gets separated and you just watch them go away and adrift. And we're
you know
like,
what the sad part is? It felt like the train left slower than it normally does.
Because all you see him goes like that. And I'm like, we told you not to go on. What'd you do, motherfucker? You went on.
He went on, turned around, made eye contact with us. The doors close, and then the train starts going away, and he just goes.
And we said, don't go on.
We warned him. We were like, we're not gonna all fit. He's like, oh yeah, just squeeze past people, just push past them.
I'm like, we got one which almost died from the freaking train.
Oh my God! And then when
I don't try very hard, so I'm not gonna make it regardless.
Yeah. And then I tripped multiple times on stairs, several times on stairs, tripped getting into trains, off of trains. And then we were on a tram in Amsterdam and we're sitting there scanning our cards to get off. Your card isn't scanning. And again, they're freaking doors. There's just no sense of it. They just close. They don't care. So we're in the middle of trying to That's Yami's mommy.
The whore.
The whore. So
Come here, kitty.
Hi. You want a Tootsie?
You wanna put your little tootsies in the pool?
You want a Tootsie pool?
Nope.
She gives no fucks. Anyways, she bitch owes me money. She owes our entire family money. It's fine. So we're on the tram. We're trying to get off. Your card's not scanning. You're standing in the middle of the doorway.
Trying to get it to work.
I see it start closing. Like, I see that bitch. It was like last call, and you're still in the way. Your brother's outside of the tram trying to get you to scan your card. I'm behind you. I already scanned my card. I'm sitting there waiting for you to scan yours so I could walk with you. The door starts closing. You didn't move. I said, Jensen, move. And I walked past you and got slammed in the doors again. And then it opened back up and you stick your arm in again trying to scan.
It wasn't working. I don't know why I didn't want to read my cards.
And then your arm almost got chopped off in the door. And then we were in Utrecht, which is another city that's like 30 minutes from Amsterdam. And we're like, you know what? Let's take bikes. Let's go on a cute little bike ride tour around the city.
You forgot to mention the best part.
Which part?
When we saw the women in the arts. Women in STEM.
The women of the arts. We went to the red light district and we watched somebody get pushed into the canal.
Also,
who was a drug dealer.
we got offered
substances
that first of all, we were told basically hands and feet to yourselves at all times.
Yeah, hands and feet. Don't make eye contact. Don't talk to them. Just keep walking.
It was like a school field
Guard
trip.
your stuff. Like, are you with your exit buddy? Basically, like
school field trip
vibes. You know. So we saw that, and then somebody got thrown into the water, and then we watched the street magician who was juggling flames, and then he had a full-on crash out and was like screaming at people at the end of his thing.
And you know what the worst
Because they didn't pay him.
The worst best part about that thing was my brother went to me. This man is gonna ask you for money.
Don't give it to
he
him.
said the most is you give him like $5 or $10.
Yeah.
I said that is my souvenir. I'm not giving
That is
him
my
shit.
souvenir. I'm not giving him my
so
euros.
let's walk away now before he asks me for money. He said no, let's stay and watch some more.
Mm-hmm.
I said no, I want to walk away. I'm not giving him my souvenir. That's my souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
The only souvenir I'm gonna get right now is these $5 or $10 that I have in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't getting it. Not on my birthday.
Not on my birthday.
So we walk away. We go to stand in front of a Madame Tussauds museum.
Yeah.
To wait for his boyfriend to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go get a nightcap, basically.
Yeah.
And whilst we were standing by Madame Tussauds, this man was doing his final trick. I did not watch the final trick because I could give a fuck.
I like half watched it. I didn't really watch it because we started walking.
And then he starts having a full crash out saying that you have to pay me because you watched me perform this street act.
Yeah.
And I said, you should have charged beforehand, babes. Ain't nobody to pay after the fact.
And he was literally sitting there cussing people out, like screaming at them. He was like, oh, don't worry if you don't have cash because I have a card reader. And like broke out the card reader and was sitting there trying to chase people down for money. Like it was crazy. So then we go to Utrecht and we're like, we're gonna go on a cutesy little bike ride. Everything's gonna be fine. I fell off the bike twice.
Almost ate shit in the literal road.
Oh, I did eat shit in the literal road. Like, I'm short. Okay? Short queen. Little short.
And guess what? Everybody over there,
Fun sized. Everybody over there is tall as fuck. They're like giraffe people to me. Like the women, I like saw them and I was like, damn, like looking up like that. Like giraffe people. Their bikes are not short people friendly. Even completely lowered, they were still about 2 inches too tall for me.
more than 2 inches.
I was like, do we have a kids one that I can rent? And they were like, no. They were like, this is it. And I'm like, sick, I'll make do.
They lowered it as much as they possibly could and said, good luck.
Could not make do. Almost face planted when I first got on the bike. And then
Because God bless my brother, so he tried the best.
he tried so hard
to make it be as short as possible. It still did not work out.
He really tried it. And then so I fell once, like getting on the bike, and this elderly man is like standing there and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, we're good. And he's like, do you need anything? I was like, no, no, I need you away from me, sir. Like, actually. So we've practiced riding a little bit. Everything was fine. And then we hit the road.
Because he said you practice good enough for you to be able to go on the streets with everybody else.
Yep.
And I said, I doubt it, but why not? Let's give it a go.
So we go on the road. We start going. All of a sudden, we get on this really tight street where the 2 lanes for the cars are very, very tight. And then there's a bike lane. Well,
but the bike lane is basically also the other lane.
The other lane. So the cars are driving on the bike lane as well. We start going. All I hear from behind me, because you were behind me, your brother was in front of me, all I hear from behind me is, Brit, watch out. And I immediately knew that something bad was going to happen. I like did a slight turn. I saw a car coming and I was like, fuck. I was like, this is not going to end well. They get up next to me. They slow down. There's cars parked on like a little parking area on the side. So I'm squeezing in between those cars and this car. All of a sudden, all of my momentum went this way. And I said, either I'm gonna hit this car with the bike and they're gonna try to like get money out of me or whatever, or I'm gonna use my body.
And she chose the latter.
I chose to use my body. So I full on braced myself onto the side of this van driving past me with my arms. They continue driving.
Because they could give a fuck.
And I rolled off and landed in the middle of the road. Like falling off the bike in the middle of the road. And it's like there's people like getting out of their cars to make sure that I'm okay. I'm just like sitting there trying not to cry at this point.
Yeah, this time you're actually sitting.
Yeah, I was actually sitting trying not to cry. And your brother's like, are you okay? I'm like, no. He's like, let's give it like 5 minutes. I was like, Daniel, I really will edit his name out. I was like, Jensen's
He'll never
brother.
find this
It's
pod.
okay. Are you okay with me using his name?
Go for it.
Okay.
He's never gonna find this podcast.
I was like, Daniel, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I know you paid for us to rent these bikes. I don't want to do this
I
anymore.
don't know how much you paid for the bikes, to be honest.
I have no idea. But I literally,
that amount was never disclosed to me.
I was like, I know you rented these bikes for us, but I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I had a scuffed up knee. I have bruises all over my legs still from it. Like, I have this over here. I have it on like over here at the back of my
Jesus.
leg. Like, I was just so defeated at that point. I was ready to cry, and Daniel was just sitting there. He's like, it's okay, like, it's okay. And I'm like, no. I was like, do you know how frustrating when you want to do something and your body physically is incapable of doing
mind
it?
you, we haven't rode
Bikes in like 15 years.
because I haven't had to do one since I was like elementary school. Because who rides bikes anymore? Not I.
Right. But it's like, I'm literally sitting there so
And you know
defeated.
what the worst part was?
Because it's not even my fault, because I can't do anything
But you know what the
about
worst
it.
part was too?
Mm-hmm.
Homie had a fucking coffee in his hand.
And he's just riding.
Like, it was
nothing.
I'm like, that's my goal in life right now. Is just to drive a bike
Yeah.
while holding a coffee in hand. Like, it's nothing.
It's like we went to a park in Amsterdam, and these people were literally riding the bike with no hands. They were steering it with their body weight.
Or
Like,
they were
just
eating a pizza.
and they're eating like pizza. There was one dude that had like his arms down. He's just cycling, and he has like his music blasting and stuff like that. And I'm like, these people are doing all this, and Daniel's sitting there with a coffee, drinking it, one-handed riding his bike.
And I'm over here like, are you able to do that? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
And I'm sitting here
Wow.
struggle busing just to keep the bike centered and not fall on my face because I can't put my feet down.
and I can't brake for my life.
And
apparently.
you could not brake for shit. We're like, just, it's one of those bikes where you have to like backpedal to make it slow, like to hit the brake.
Occasionally I could do it, but as soon as somebody got next to me, I lost all confidence in my body, and I'm like, I can't
You're,
do
like,
it.
dragging your feet on the ground. I'm like, what's that like? That must be nice to be able to
Because
use your feet.
I would lose all confidence as soon as someone got next to me. I'm like, nope, this is where I'm fall.
Yeah.
I think I never fell once,
I
but
was
I was like,
doing
nope.
okay, but it was like every single time we slowed down. That's when all of a sudden I was like, something bad's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna eat shit. I'm gonna fall off this bike.
I would lose confidence as soon as somebody would get next to me, and I'm like, this is where I falter in life. And
Yeah.
this is my 13th reason as to why I'm gonna go bye-bye forever.
I literally, I was just like,
And I got scared.
I was like, I don't. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to do it.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Like, it was just, the trip was great. It was a good trip all around, but it was like,
There was
London.
like a slight inconveniences all of the bike and all of us getting separated in London.
Yeah.
Or not even London, in the train station.
in the
going
train
Paris.
station in Paris, going to
to
London. And then there was also the inconvenience of like the chargers and like the getting shut in the doors and then like she's just sitting here. She's chilling. She's enjoying the pod.
Who?
Yami's mom. She would do on the ground. She would
Please
do.
hold while I stand for a second. Keep talking.
So it was
I
like,
see her.
besides those slight inconveniences, like it was a good trip. It was just the inconveniences, as minor as they seemed, were at the time just so much. Like, it was a lot.
For these two delicate bodies that don't know what the hell they're doing for their
It was our
life.
first trip, like, as adults outside of the country, and like
Where we barely understood. God
Yeah.
bless our souls.
it was like
What
we
anybody was
just
saying to
we
us.
tried so hard to like be. There's a kitten.
Please hold.
There's
while
a
I stand up
baby.
again. What were we saying?
Besides the inconveniences and like the struggle bus that we had at certain points, it was a good trip. I would recommend like learning a little bit of the languages, But
Did we Duolingo? Did we use our Duolingo once in this trip?
no. But
I got too scared. I
other
just
than
told
that-
my brother's boyfriend the words that I learned, and he said, "Yep, those are words."
Yeah.
And I said, "Thank you. I Duolingoed."
I Duolingoed. But like other than that, like it was a good trip. It was fun. It was a long one.
It was long but short.
Yeah. But at the end of the 10 days, I was just happy to like go back to my own bed and like relax. And yeah. But what is your pros and cons, or not pros and cons, but what are your qualms?
My gripes.
Your gripes with the trip.
Besides the train stations being on strike out of nowhere. Us
Yeah.
going
Also, what is that? Can we fix that too?
there. Yeah, them being on strike.
Mm-hmm.
The people trying to sell us drugs out of nowhere.
Yeah. But that's a tourist thing. Also, I had like this one kid who it was like he was gonna rob me. And I like by the power of suggestion stopped him from robbing me. I used the force to make him not rob me. Because that was also when we were in the red light district. He like ran up past me and then like
You said no, and he said okay.
I didn't even say anything to him. I just made eye contact with him and my hands were on my bag. And then he just kind of like made eye contact with me, looked down at my bag, and then like ran away. So I'm like 90% sure. Also, he looked like he was like 17. Like
It don't matter how old
he
they are.
really
They're gonna
tried
try
it,
He's gonna
though.
try to mug anybody.
yeah, he really did try it though.
Um,
Sorry, I'm very invested in this kitten that's over there right now.
I don't know what other grapes I had. I
Yeah.
mean, oh, also when we went there with our first tattoo in Paris, and the guy just goes cash only.
Oh yeah. Y'all need to put that on like your websites or like on signs or something saying
Because then
hey.
we were forced to like, then go get cash out of
Yeah.
an ATM out of nowhere,
Yeah.
which was not very fun for us.
No.
And also, the fact when we went to go get said 3 tattoos from 3 different countries,
Mm-hmm.
we got very us coded artists.
We did get very us coded people.
Which to me, I'm not mad about. I was just not prepared mentally for me
Yeah.
to get me coded people to tattoo me and then be done with it. Because full on, every single tattoo artist that I had
Mm-hmm.
maybe said less than 100 words to each other.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. But
I'm okay with that.
but I was just not mentally prepared. I thought they would like give me more instructions on how to take care of
No, it's small.
said tattoos versus them just saying, okay, you're good. Versus yours would be tell you in full detail of how to take care of it.
Yeah.
I was like, great, love that for me.
Meanwhile, like I have tattoos. So it's like them telling me what to do.
I had
Meanwhile, I have my tattoos
I
just
have tattoos
out on
too,
display.
but nobody gave a fuck if how I took care of my tattoos. They just said, they slapped something on it. They said, you're good.
Yeah.
And I walked away. I said, say less. Literally.
literally say less.
Because they didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, good. I'm like, they're probably like, the other one will explain it.
Yeah. We'll tell one. The other ones, I'm not worried about it.
And then they'll just figure it out together. And that was about it.
Yeah.
That's all I have, really.
Hmm.
No other issues.
Did you enjoy the pool party? The
Our
the little Tootsie
a
pool
little
party.
Tootsie pool party? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was playing with the water the whole entire time. But
But yeah. Do you have anything else that you would like to talk about?
no, I'm just ready to get into this Reese's cup
Okay.
when we're done with this pod.
Sick. Well, happy 1 year, guys.
Happy 1 year.
It's been 1 year. It's been an adventure.
By the time this comes out, it's gonna be more than a year.
I'll get it edited and get it up next week. Probably.
It doesn't matter. Either way, it'll be around a year when this comes out.
Yeah.
Shockingly, we've been doing this for a year. Who would have thunk?
I'm having a good time with it. When we do it, I have a good time with it.
Who would have thunk though? It's been a year. I did not think it was a year time already, but it's been a year since we went on our trip.
Our trip for your birthday last year. Our Salem trip last year for your birthday.
Yep.
Yup.
In that episode, we'll never see the light of day.
That 1.1 episode, or that one episode 1, it will never see the light of day.
The epilogue, is it the prologue?
Prologue to this whole adventure.
We'll never see the light of day.
No.
Maybe one day in like 30 years,
Yeah.
if we're still doing this.
I give it like a couple years, but even then, I don't even know if I have like that episode backed up anywhere. Like, I think she's gone. Like, forever.
But yeah,
But
that's it. That's all I got.
Fun.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us at our little Tootsie Pool Party.
Our little pool party.
The episode of this will be Tootsie Pool Party.
Tootsie Pool Party.
In parentheses, 1 year.
1 year anniversary day. But yeah, if you guys like, I'm like trying to think. If you guys like what you hear, if you guys want to hang out with us more, if you guys want to see more episodes of us talking about stupid random shit that nobody cares about or asked for, go ahead and hit that like, hit that follow, subscribe, join us. We are on X.
You'll see some of the BTS.
Yeah, you guys will see a little bit of BTS from this episode.
Of us setting up the pool party.
And that
All
is
2 people.
That is on X at handle it better, all one word with an underscore at the end. And we will see you guys next time. You can catch us on YouTube.
Well, you won't see us next time because there's like 2 other episodes.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next time. And yeah, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think Pandora.
It's free.
Yeah. But yeah. So
with the kid.
yeah, I know you were. But we will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Happy 1 year if you guys are here from the very beginning. If not, maybe
Thanks
go
for
watch
joining.
the earlier ones. Thanks for joining us. And that's it. Bye.
And end it on that. Bye.
Can you do the pop? Yeah, there it is. Bye.
Bye.